Welcome back to another episode of your Digi Hustle News. As always, I'm Wade Teamer. Today's episode of Daily News is going to be a bit more technical, guys, because to me, the biggest story going on in the space today is what's happening on these charts, guys. I'm seeing something that I haven't seen in a few months. Uh, really going on a year, okay? What I like to call it is the turnaround. There's probably a cooler term for it, but by the end of this episode, guys, I'm going to give you an idea exactly what I'm talking about, and I'm going to use XLM, Stellar Lumens, as a perfect example. But first, we're just going to take a quick look at Bitcoin right now. We're down, but barely 0.74%. So people are a little bit shaky about that. I've seen some other content this morning that have come out that has said, is the run over, all of this stuff. Well, they're probably just looking at the daily chart. And on the daily, you can see that we've had a bit of a calm down. I call this strictly a calm down period. Bitcoin had a great weekend, great last week, honestly. So it needed to relax a little bit. But if you're curious to know about what's going to happen throughout the day, then you want to make use of 4 hour and the 3 hour time frames, guys. And both of them are indicating to me that this uptrend is not finished yet. What's about to happen is that we're going to come down to about 42, and at time of recording we're at about 43 and a half, where we may come down over the next couple of hours to about 42, maybe 42 and a half, depending on how the news cycle is running. And right now it's really slow. So, which is again why my focus is more on the technical side. And then if you go even smaller time frame than that on the hourly, guys, and this is more so for the traders, but we're still bottoming out on the hourly. We're running through the cycles quicker. So these intraday metrics, guys, give us the idea of the direction for the daily, especially during, large bull runs like this, or bull phases, if you will. So on the daily, guys, I'm not worried about anything. Again, when markets are moving like this, we always want to look at the wider time frames, and the wider time frames are still looking green to me on the monthly as well as the weekly. Now, let's lead into my next point, and we're going to start with XRP first because I want to show you the pattern is still continuing, guys. Again, XRP, this move is so strongly correlated with Bitcoin for whatever reason, which has me curious. The most recent news that I've seen come from XRP centered around this airdrop. There was some word that, well, pretty much I read the story, guys, and basically there's a few more weeks to wait, but it's closer than it was before. And then on top of that, we had the development with the SEC case. So some good sentiment for XRP came at the right time, but the technical behavior of the price is where the most interesting behavior is. So we can see that continuation still playing out. This is the monthly. On the weekly, XRP has bottomed just like Bitcoin did a few days ago. On the daily, you can see it's tracing the same behavior as Bitcoin. Okay. But when you go into the intraday time frames, the 3 hour, the RSI on the 3 hour, is the most interesting piece to look at it, because it's bringing XRP closer to a oversold territory, which means that more buying action is now able to come in. Okay, it makes a buying opportunity more attractive. And then we have this moving average sitting at about 76 cents. So if Bitcoin continues to remain unsettled, then that's how I think that XRP is going to slowly creep back down to the high 70s before you can see the action that continues to happen, guys. We see this all the time. We come down to a moving average and we bounce right off of it, depending, provided that the conditions of the surrounding market is right. And we are definitely in that phase. Now, what also tends to happen, guys, and I want to be one of the first to point this out this time. When XRP moves, you want to know who moves behind it? stellar lumens, guys. It happens literally every time. You can see XRP was moving in the last couple of days and stellar has slowly crept up. Let's see where stellar is on the weekly, guys. On the weekly, stellar looks just like Bitcoin. Okay, that's why you'll oftentimes hear that Bitcoin is the leader of the market, because these types of behaviors tend to follow strong price movements for Bitcoin. So let me expand on this pane so that way we can see stellar lumens setup here. Now you can see on the weekly, stellar has bottomed out, guys, which means that the next point of resistance is about 30 cents. So we're looking at about a 7% increase for stellar. But here's where I'm more focused on. The top Bollinger Band puts us at 40 cent. Okay, so that's a potential in the near term future target, maybe over the next couple of weeks, for stellar lumens. Now, again, the reason why I'm highlighting this is because when XRP moves, so does stellar lumens. And if you go down into the smaller time frames, you can see that a setup much similar to what XRP is going through is forming right now, especially on the 4 hour as well as the 3 hour. XRP's 3 hour and XLM's 3 hour are nearly identical, guys. But when they come down and they touch that moving average, they're going back the other way. So I'm really seeing this day, we're going to end in the green. The morning was kind of rocky, but we're going to end in the green. And then here's another nugget for you. The reason why we see where you'll notice after being in this space for a while, especially if you're a chart reader, the conditions of the market in the morning are often a stark contrast to the conditions of the market throughout the day, because you have to keep in mind that markets, different parts of the world are opening their markets at different times of the day. So from what I've learned is that in the AM, the Asian markets are open, and they tend to be the ones to set the direction for the day, in a sense. And it's oftentimes inverse, because if they sell off in the morning, then the other nations are coming in and buying throughout the day and in the afternoon. It's a strange dynamic, guys. But if you look at these charts for long enough, you will notice many of them. And I'm really shocked to not see these dynamics spoken about on other channels. But again, that's why I stepped into the fold, guys. Now, so I have established the point that when XRP moves, stellar follows right behind it. The charts are showing that, the numbers, the math is there. Now, I want to show you something else that is also happening. Now we can see here, IOTX, it is pumping. It is up 20% right now. Now I have checked their Twitter. I have checked Discord. And I don't think they have an official Telegram, but I've been on Telegram, gone to their website. Their most recent announcement had to do with Machine Phi, which was set to launch this month. So what you have occurring maybe is a real world use case situation that's bringing more liquidity, bringing more value to IOTA's ecosystem, which is causing this increase in price. Or it's a technical situation going on, and this was set to happen, because you can see, and we'll pull up the RSI this time, right? Now, we are high up on this scale, but you can see IOTX peaked out at about 88.5. Then we came back down. So its ranges are about, let's say we're playing between 50 and 80 right now. So we come back down, but we're bouncing off a moving average. Okay. We're bouncing off a moving average at the same time for the strength of the price. So that's showing to me that over the next few hours, IOTX is going to continue this upswing. Now, let's see what would happen long term by looking at the weekly. And then I found something interesting here as well. You can see, although it hasn't completely bottomed out, touched the bottom band like Bitcoin or XRP, but IOTX, it seems the week of January 24th, IOTX bounced off of a long-term support level that goes all the way back to September of last year, guys. So, from a technical perspective, this could explain why IOTX is moving up. And on the monthly, even though TradingView doesn't have all of the monthly metrics for IOTX, we have enough data to see that we have a springboard moonsault forming over a monthly time frame. So essentially what we're seeing is the beginning of a much longer IOTX rally. And if you were here last year, you'll know that IOTX performs pretty well. Web3 is the talk of the town right now. IoT is the talk of the town right now. So IOTX is going to be doing pretty well. Would not be surprised to see IOTA follow in the next few days. Now, another asset, guys, that's surprising me, and if you're a longtime watcher of the channel, this is one of the coins we used to cover early on back in the day. Okay, but the ecosystem has just been slowly, quietly developing over time. And I, throughout the course of the year, we'll just jump over to the chart, guys. I'm talking about Clever. I have been watching Clever throughout the course of the year, mainly from a technical perspective, and I have noticed that, yes, Clever has been on a downtrend since the pump of 2021. Coming out of 2020, it got caught up in that rally. We ran all the way up to about 15, 16 cents. That's really where I discovered Clever at. And then, of course, as you can see, guys, we'll maximize this. We came down ever since. It's just been a cascading river of red. But we can see, guys, it happened. It has bottomed out. So to me, this is indicating that its market dynamics have now shifted. So Clever has been down for a long time. Its next month weekly resistance is sitting at around 3 cents. But here's an interesting statistic for you. The last time it did this, January of 2021, it springboarded. Okay, so Clever is another asset that when it moves, it's going to move. Okay, guys, and then it's been a very, very great year from a developer standpoint for Clever as well. Okay, so there's the DeFi applications, there's NFT marketplaces, there's the wallet, there's the exchange. There's so much more that Clever now has to keep liquidity within its system. If it pumps this time, 16 cent won't be the stopping point. It'll be somewhere close to 20, 25 cent. Okay, 20, 25 cent easily, guys. Now, again, this is the monthly. You see, there's not enough data for that one yet, but that's another example of what's happening with XRP, XLM, Bitcoin. Okay, we can pull up crypto.com, guys, because I saw the exact same thing forming here too. You can see crypto.com has been riding off of its moving average ever so smoothly the last 3 weeks since January 24th. We are continuing this pattern out, and the next stopping point is going to take us back closer to that dollar. And what just so happens to be happening this week, guys? Crypto.com ad in Super Bowl. Okay, I'll be the first to admit, we almost made the wrong turn in this situation, guys. I remember a couple months back, and I was like, I think that by February it's going to be real bad for us, so forth and so on. Boy, the exact opposite happened, and I'm glad I kind of kept that prediction closer to the basket. But as you can see, guys, on the weekly, crypto.com smoothly riding the moving average. We've made that bottom out connection, and we've seen the examples. The mathematics are there. It's saying that's the direction of movement now. And you look at the daily, it looks exactly like Bitcoins, like XRPs, like XLMs. The daily momentum over the last few days, just what we're just seeing today, guys, is simply, again, just to calm down. But moving into the intraday, the formations are still the same. Now, the reason why we see these gaps here is that Bittrex, the current one that I'm using to watch CRO's price, doesn't track all of the movements within the 3 hours or 3 to 4 hour time frames. And then here's another thing to keep in mind too: not all assets move in the same frequency. So sometimes when you're looking at assets on charts, you'll get these gaps. Okay, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just that actually shows the more stable side of a particular coin. So 4 hourly, guys, looking very decent. 3 hours still pushing us in this uptrend, bringing us closer to the moving average. That way it's going to prepare for a bounce. Now, over the daily, if this does go the other way. So let's talk about that really quick, guys, just to keep everything level. And then we'll probably get up out of here. Got some other very interesting content pieces working for you guys. But looking at the daily, if we do start to flip and go the other way, which again, I doubt, guys, because we have the contractions from the Bollinger Band starting to expand. And what tends to happen, what I see happen sometimes is that, again, we'll have that behavior where the price will start riding that top band to continue out the smaller time frames or the larger time frame patterns that need to play out. So let's just say on the daily, we do start to go the other way. That's going to bring us back down into the high 30s, which is a 3,000, 4,000% dip, $4,000 dip for Bitcoin, which happens. It happens. It happens oftentimes to shake people out of the market, so forth and so on. You heard those reasons before, but the moving average, what's important is that it's also starting to uptick and form an uptrend where on the daily, where it was showing, as you can see, guys, we were coming specifically down for quite some time. And now that thing is starting to go the other way. So as long as we continue our upwards momentum and we don't break below our moving average, I think we're going to be okay, guys. I think we're going to be okay. But again, and then here's another chart that I want to leave you with. This is the total crypto market cap for the entire industry, guys. Okay. We are right now sitting at about $1.9 trillion. But again, if you look at the weekly chart, we reached our bottom January 24th. Okay. The crypto, yes, January 24th. January 17th was that last day. But on the 24th, guys, we reached our bottom for the entire crypto market. And then the same metrics apply. If you look at a 4-hour chart from the, the intraday for the entire market, coming down to that moving average, getting ready to make a move to the upside. So it's really the dynamics of the market that I wanted to show you in this video, guys, in particular, because like I said, the news cycles are kind of slow at the moment. You'll just hear about price predictions, price analysis, and things like that, which gave me the mind to, hey, let me do some own price analysis of myself. I've been looking at these charts for about 2 years now. So I figured, hey, I got some very valid opinion. Might as well share them with the hustlers around the world. So with that being said, guys, that's all I got for you in this episode. Again, stick around to the channel. Tonight, we're talking about the top 5 Web3 projects in the space for less than $1. Okay, right now. And then since we got a little market turbulence, they'll all definitely be, substantially under $1. But stick around for that, guys. And as always, you know what I'm going to tell you. Have a great day. Have a prosperous day. Most importantly, we making this money. I'll see y'all in the next one. If you found value in this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this information with friends and family. If you're new to crypto, I have links to the most notable exchanges in the description. Using the links below supports the channel and comes with special bonuses for members of our network. For more information on the new economy, check out the playlist related to this episode on the right and our most recent episode on the left. As always, have a great day, have a prosperous day. Most importantly, we making this money. I'll see y'all in the next one.